All right, so I wanted to take a little bit to kind of describe, some of the expectations for the case study assignments and for the police ride along. So what I wanted to do with the case studies assignments, right, is that we're often in cases where students will write like an essay, or a lot of students will take quizzes or exams, right? And I don't, I don't think that shows like your mastery of like knowledge or your ability to think critically, or an awareness of, like the kind of issues that policing faces by itself, right? I think it's better if students are given like a prompt that they can respond to, and they can, support, their findings, they can apply it to like a real problem, right? So instead of having like quizzes or like a final exam, right, I've chosen to use these case study assignments. And what will usually happen, right, is that they're all listed in the calendar that you can see in the syllabus, and then also in Canvas. And you'll have 1 week to complete them, right? And so what you'll end up doing, right, is that all the previous content that we've discussed beforehand, leading up into the different sections of the course can be used to inform it, as well as I have the expectation that you'll do your own independent research. So, if that's looking up stuff on Google Scholar or the CSUSB library, I think that's probably like the best bet of like, where and how things will get done. So again, the idea of these, right, is for you to come up with your own solutions, right, and to incorporate materials rather than just responding, a bunch of like multiple choice questions or true false or something like that, right? So it's meant for you to really think deeper, to apply, to compare and contrast strategies, and really to successfully write yourself right. Because when we think about how you distinguish yourself from other people, right, it's going to be your ability to think, come up with solutions to problems, and you perform well that way. There's also an assignment I added that I've never done in a policing course, where that is like students have to participate in a ride along with a police officer on a shift, right? This is opened up, throughout the entire term, so you have until like the last day of the course to complete it. And so, because you can do it on your own time. There's plenty of police departments, plenty available. And the reason why I chose this assignment is that I had an idea for a course for a different class where I had students ride a bus, and they had to like document like their bus ride, right, and how they saw an inequality. And I remember students like when they first heard the assignment, they couldn't believe that they would be asked to ride a bus for their assignment. And they were pretty cautious, and and like leery of like what could happen on the bus, right? What could happen on the bus? And it was from campus, the main campus, to like you could go to downtown San Bernardino, or you could go to Fontana. And the responses are really interesting, right? Because students like really focused on like the bus ride and like what it saw, how like the environment kind of changed. And they thought about transportation inequality in a new different kind of way. And I wanted to do that in a policing course, right? And so I think a ride along is a great way to do it. So, if they're, so in this particular case, then like, all you gotta do is ride along with an officer for a shift. I have some questions that are posted that you can ask, and some things I want you to take notice of when you, complete the assignment. So hopefully it's fun. I've never done it before, but the feedback after the bus riders are positive, and so I hope it's kind of like a bit of experiential learning, because it allows you to interact with an officer, get an idea of what their actual shift is like, and hopefully you see things like in a different way, right? And that's the goal. So I know it's different, it's unexpected, and that may, just because something's new and unfamiliar doesn't mean it's bad, right? Maybe later you'll hate it, right? But I do want to acknowledge, I appreciate your patience in trying something new with me, right? Because that's what I want to do for this course. So thanks for being a team player, for making it happen, and look forward to see what you guys come up with later this year.